So here's two special Tillandsias I want to talk about, a little bit more challenging than the previous ones. And this is Tillandsia osnoides. It's Spanish moss. It grows in Georgia, in Louisiana, and all the way down to Costa Rica. And this particular one is from Costa Rica. Now when I'm holding this, this is all kind of soft and rubbery. That's a clue that things are going correctly. And you can see how white this is. So with this, we don't want to have any metal touching it. And so I've used this fishing line to mount it in this little container like this. But they can be hung directly wherever you want. They'll get bright, diffuse light, just like the other Tillandsias. And I have these under grow lights in my house, 18-watt grow light, and it gets some morning sun, so it's perfect. And then I take these outdoors for the summertime, and I hang them in my trees. People think I'm living in Georgia instead of the Northwest Hills of Connecticut. So the only thing with that is that if in early spring, they have to have temperatures above 50 degrees. And in early spring, some birds might attack this and take pieces for their nests, but there's plenty here. So I'm happy to share this with at least a few birds, but not squirrels. So we take this, to water this, we're going to soak this. This is too much for me to spray a couple times a week. So I soak this once a week, and I pick this up like this. And I'm going to put a little, I'm going to take this metal out, because we don't want the metal in there. And then because I have these piece of fishing line, they get kind of lost, so I just put a little chopstick in there for myself so I can pick them up and just lay this into this lukewarm bath with a dedicated container just for soaking Tillandsias. And I'll turn this over and we'll let this sit. And then I put my timer on because Bob will forget. It's lying there, I get involved with other plants and I go off and I forget about them. So 20 minutes is enough, and I do this once a week. Once a month, soak it for an hour up to 2 hours. And that's all you need to do. Never ever fertilize it. Doesn't need fertilizer. It catches mites and insects, and as especially important when you bring them indoors, if you've been having them outdoors, to give them a good soak, because there'll be insects in there. So that's all you need to know about the Spanish moss. This is native to the Andes and the high elevations in the desert. So this is an exception to the watering rule. This is never ever soaked. It has these specialized hairy leaves called trichomes, and we get in close here and we can see these little furry points to the leaves, and so it catches debris and it catches water, and where it lives only gets an inch of water for an entire year. So we're trying to duplicate those conditions as best we can. So that's why it's important to never ever water these soaking. I've already sprayed this morning, and it doesn't need it again. It's a light spray, and this larger one doesn't even turn entirely green when I spray it. There's still some white in here. And it can go an entire week without having to be watered again. Never water it more than that. And it can actually go up to 2 weeks before you water. So if you go away on a vacation, it's a great plant to have. Now this one takes full sun, or as much sun as you can give it. This is in a western exposure. It gets light from about 1 o'clock on, especially when the leaves are off the tree, and it gets light until the sun sets. So that's very important, that this gets much more light than the other Tillandsias, so that's the exception. So that's it for the Tillandsias. I hope you'll enjoy them. Please share and comment on these videos. And thank you for watching. This has been Bob's Garden. And remember, be curious, not judgmental.